Hello, dear students. This is Vivek Vaibhav, and you are watching video lecture on climate of Bharat. Dear students, I hope you are doing well at your home. In the last video lecture, we have learned what is climate, what is weather, elements of climate, what is the type of climate of India, and why it's so. Dear students, this is very important chapter for the purpose of your examination and for the purpose of your daily life. You are experiencing hot weather, cold weather, rainy season, and all that. So, what you experience in your daily life, time come. It is very high time to learn about all the things. Dear students, today we are going to discuss very important topic, that is factors affecting India's climate. So let us start the topic. Dear students, factors affecting India's climate. There are seven main factors which is given in your book. Barring of that, there are so many, but in your book this is only seven given. These are sevens. Role of Himalaya, moderating influence of seas, impact of prevailing winds. You know prevailing winds? Prevailing winds means trade winds, monsoon winds. That means moisture laden winds. Whatever you would like to say, you can write in place of prevailing winds. Dear students, this term you can use quite often than not in writing, or in your book it is also given. So keep in mind this prevailing wind words. Okay, now again we have latitudinal position, altitude, upper air circulation. Upper air circulation, that means you you have to discuss about jet stream. Upper air circulation means jet stream, dear students. Presence of the real relief features. Relief features, we are going to discuss these all seven topic. Barring this, ITCZ, El Nino, La Nino, and Western disturbance is also the factors affecting India's climate. But in your book, there is the seven factors given, so we will discuss only seven uh, factors. Okay, so first and foremost, you can write this seven like that in the simplest manner. Okay, like that. Latitude, Himalayan mountains, distance from sea, altitude, conditions in the surrounding regions, jet stream, and varied relief. Okay, now look at this picture. First, we are going to deal role of Himalayan mountain. So, role of Himalayan mountain, as you know that, definitely role of Himalayan mountain is big in India when it's come to talking about climate, because you know that this part, from this part, this is the Himalayan mountain region. Okay, this is the Himalayan mountain region. This is Western Ghat region. This is Eastern Ghat. Three water bodies surrounded India. This is Arabian Sea, Hind Mahasagar, that is Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal. Okay, and this is Indo-Gangetic Plain. Between this Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat, and the Aravalli Mountain Range, we have, and the Indo-Gangetic Plain, we have Central Highlands. That means Deccan Plateau we have, and the Central Highlands area. This is landmass area. And dear students, this is the all about the physiography of India. What is the role of Himalaya? So role of Himalaya, you know that average height of Himalaya, average height of Himalaya is 6,000 meter. This is average height. So You know that Arctic winds, the winds generating originating from Arctic Central Asian region wants to blow towards the India, but this is the big barrier which not which is not come, which is why wind is not come in the inner part of the India. That means this Gangetic plain and this part, all the parts of India. This is actually very good, due to which we have no harsh weather condition in India. If it's so, there will be no Himalaya in our region. Definitely, it is very difficult to live in India, because we don't receive plenty of rainfall, and the winter is very harsh. Okay, so it is very good. We have Himalaya mountain. Okay, now latitude. You know that this is the part of Tropic of Cancer. Okay, in the Kutch of Run, uh, from the Kutch of Run in Gujarat, and western part and the eastern part, we have what in the eastern part. You know that this is the part of Mizoram, and uh, look at this. This is the part of Mizoram. So from here to here, this is the subtropical part of India, and this is the tropical part of India. This is 8 degree and 4 minute, 8 degree and 4 minute north latitude, which is very nearer, which is very nearer to equator, and which is very nearer to equator. Okay, and you know that in a equatorial region we have equatorial type of climate. So beyond this, beyond this tropic of Cancer, below of this tropic of Cancer, we have equatorial type of climate, and you know that it is totally different area from the subtropical region. So definitely latitude is very important for the purpose of knowing, uh, affecting India's climate. Now altitude and distance. First we will deal distance from sea. This is the part of coastal region. You know that from here to here we have the, this is the part of coastal region. This is the part of coastal region. Okay, this is the part of coastal region. So you know that where there is sea breeze and land breeze phenomenon you can easily experience. And so the climatic region of this coastal region definitely even. That means neither more heat, neither more hot, neither more cold. That means evenly distributed temperature region. And when you go stay away, when you go away from this, that means this particular area, this is the landmass region. So this particular area, we in the summer region we receives very hot weather conditions, and in the winter very harsh and dry conditions of cold weather. Okay, so distance from the sea is very important factor. It is distance from the sea which decide Indian variation in temperature. Like in the summer we have very hot weather condition. In winter we have very hot weather, very harsh and cold weather condition. Okay. Now altitude. As you know that altitude means height, and you can easily understand there are many region you have, there are many region you have, Indian peninsular part. Here is the western ghat, eastern ghat, here is the part of Himalaya, and this is the part of here is the part of Garo, Khasi, Jaintia plateau parts. Sorry, this is Garo, Khasi, Jaintia part. Okay, so Again, I want to say altitude. In the high altitude region, we receive uh, uh, less temperature and atmospheric pressure. So, and the this is the region of Western Ghat series and the Eastern Ghats series. So we have altitude, and with this altitude, when moisture laden winds collide uh, this area, we receive rainfall. And since there is a gap between this Western Ghat and so wind blow uh, from here between the gap, it blow is this direction also. Okay, so altitude again very important for us. The height is very important. So, and another thing in your book is given here is this is impact of prevailing winds. Okay, so impact of prevailing winds definitely very important for us. What is the importance of prevailing winds? So prevailing winds, that means moisture laden winds, trade winds. Prevailing winds goes this direction and this direction. Look at this picture, like that we have. Okay, direction of the wind. Here we have low pressure in the month of summer, and this is the high pressure belt. We are going to discuss it. Look at this, the wind direction. Okay, and the way rainfall occurs in that area. Okay, so uh, definitely prevailing winds. It is prevailing winds which overcome Indian climatic condition, because monsoon climatic condition of India. So without prevailing winds, we can't imagine monsoon conditions in India. Okay, when trade winds comes with a very vast moisture laden air with high energy, when it's collide Western Ghat, and this is the part of Bay of Bengal, and when it's collide with the ranges of Eastern Ghat mountain range and peak, and this Garo Khasi and Jaintia part, we receives rainfall, and we entire India barring Ladakh and some parts of northeast also, but barring this, entire India receives rainfall, good deal of rainfall. So it is only prevailing winds we receives rainfall. Okay, now relief feature. What is the relief feature? So distance difference between the high altitude and the low altitude uh, as a relief feature. So you know that between this we have definitely a very good role of the shaping of the climate in India, of high altitude and low altitude. Okay, because in the Western Ghat you receives in the coastal region of Western Ghat, it is a low altitude zone, uh, but Ghat is the mountain range is the high altitude zone, but the coastal region is the low altitude zone. Between this relief feature, we receives high amount of rainfall. Okay, due to southwest monsoon, we receives. Another most important part, upper air circulation. Dear students, you know that upper air circulation is also called what? Jet stream. Okay, so jet stream is very important for India's climate. Why important? Because it goes swiftly above the 3 to 5 kilometer above subtropical region of India, and originate from here. It goes due to height of the Himalaya, it break into two part, westerly and easterly part. Okay, so westerly part of Himalaya in the monsoon time, westerly part of Himalaya receives in the north west part of the region of Bharat, that is some part of Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, and Delhi receives rainfall only due to the westerly jet stream. And you know that easterly jet stream, due to easterly jet stream is responsible of the jet stream. We have winter rainfall in a westerly jet stream, and easterly jet stream we have summer region in the rainfall, summer region of rain. Okay, so I hope it is clear. The high pressure belt, you know that in the month of um, uh, winter, high pressure zone, and in the month of summer, the low pressure zone. So westerly jet stream is the cause of western disturbance. Okay, and it is in the month of uh, January, December, and January, February. Okay, so it is again very significant. I hope it is clear for you guys. Look at this picture. Something very important for you is ITCZ, Intertropical Convergence. ITCZ, Intertropical Convergence Zone. So this is a tropical region. You know that in every each and every year we have 2 months, March and the September, where sunlight direct project on this equatorial region. So after that, in the month of March, after that, uh, this sorts of climatic condition goes up, and in the month of April we have like that. In the month of May we have like that. Okay, in the month of June we have like that. That's this is the region where in the equatorial region in the month of March we have high temperature, low pressure, and conventional current. So this goes in April month here and the May month here. So we receive advanced monsoon, we receive onset monsoon. This is the big region. Okay, I hope it is clear, and I want to wind up this session. Stay tuned with us. Thank you so much, dear students.